Imagine stepping outside on a sweltering July morning, only to find the sky murky brown haze and the air too thick to breathe without a mask. According to the IPCC AR6 synthesis report, there is now a 40 to 60% chance that the global temperatures will exceed 1.5 Celsius above pre industrial level averages by 2030. Crossing that threshold risks creating more frequent and intense heat waves, droughts, and storms. Yet the solution has been within our grasp for years. A peer-reviewed study by Oxford University shows transitioning to a decarbonized energy system by 2050 could not only help prevent these problems, but also save the world at least $12 trillion. Our over-reliance on fossil fuels is the root cause. Today, coal, oil, and gas account collectively for more than 75% of all greenhouse gas emissions, fueling a vicious cycle of warming that destabilizes weather patterns and threatens critical ecosystems worldwide. Every fraction of a degree that is added to global warming increases the likelihood of triggering irreversible tipping points, such as the collapse of the polar ice sheets, massive coral reef collapse, and the thawing of permafrost, which would release vast quantities of methane into the atmosphere, pushing the planet towards runaway climate change. But this crisis goes beyond climate alone. It's a human health emergency. The World Health Organization estimates that 7 million premature deaths happen each year are linked to air pollution from fossil fuel combustion, as the fine particulates and toxic gases that these energy sources release exacerbate respiratory and cardiovascular disease. In Delhi, one mother recalls watching her child struggle to breathe during a high smog event, unable to even play with her friends outside. This is a silent killer that hits hardest in vulnerable communities that lack access to clean cooking and heating alternatives. At the same time, the volatility of fossil fuel markets continues to wreak economic havoc. During the 2021 to 2023 energy crisis, oil prices spiked above $130 per gallon, driving up energy bills in households, increasing transport costs, and plunging of millions into energy poverty all across Europe and Asia. Such prices sent ripples through global supply chains, raising food and consumer good prices and increasing inflation, which caused the most economic harm to the vulnerables of our society. Yet, despite these daunting challenges, renewable energy technology has never been more affordable and accessible. The International Renewable Energy Agency reports that in 2022, the global weight average cost of electricity for onshore wind dropped to simply 3 cents per kilowatt hour, while for utility-scale solar, it is only 4 cents per kilowatt hour, both cheaper than new fossil fuel power plants in most markets. Moreover, 81% of all renewable energy projects commissioned in the last year produce energy at a lower cost than existing coal and gas plants, translating to hundreds of billions of dollars annual fee cost savings. And for those concerned about the vulnerability of sun and wind, breakthroughs in energy storage have helped us fix these issues. Advanced battery systems can store surplus solar energy generated during the day and dispatch it through the night or during grid outages, providing households and businesses with a reliable around-the-clock power source across entire regions. Grid-scale storage and smart grid technologies are smoothing out supply and demand, ensuring resistance against extreme weather events. Countries around the world illustrate the possibility of determining policies and investments. Germany achieved a 46% of its electricity from renewables in 2022, which has slashed their greenhouse emissions by approximately 40% since 2005, all while maintaining a grid stability and economic growth. Costa Rica, a small economy, boasts a yearly reliance on nearly Costa Rica's energy. 100% of it comes from renewable carbon-free sources such as hydro, wind, geothermal, and solar, demonstrating that clean energy transitions are feasible both on small and large scales. The economic upside is equally compelling. The IEA's Net Zero by 2050 roadmap shows that under its clean energy pathways, the global economy would grow by 4% by 2030 than under current policies. equivalent to trillions of dollars added in global GDP. This growth is driven by the unprecedented surge in clean energy investment, which has been a rise around $5 trillion annually by 2030. It is accompanied by the creation of 30 million new jobs worldwide in renewable energy sectors, ranging from solar panel manufacturing to wind turbine maintenance. Compare this to the alternative, the actions we are taking now. Without accelerated action, the IPCC warns that global warming will exceed 1.7 Celsius by 2050, making extreme heat waves, severe droughts, and devastating floods far more common. Coastal cities could face catastrophic flooding. Agricultural yields could plummet. The food security of billions will be at risk. And the economic toll from climate driven disasters could spiral into the tens of trillions of dollars, undermining the growth and stability of countries worldwide. The future of generations deserve more than this bleak future. In the face of such urgency, each of us can take steps day by day to help prevent these issues, such as switching your home and business to green energy providers, reducing your carbon footprint, or signaling markets' demands for renewables, installing solar panels on your roofs or energy efficient appliances. Speak to your friends, colleagues, neighbors. Share the message of clean energy is not only viable, but the smartest choice for our health, our economy, and environment. But individual action, while critical, must be matched by a collective political will. Write to your local and national elected official arguing them to enact carbon price schemes, roll back carbon fuel subsidies, current totaling over $5 trillion globally each year, and funnel those savings into renewables and grid modernization. Support ballot measures for renewable energy standards and holding corporations accountable for their climate commitments through shareholder advocacy. At each level of society, from multiple councils to the halls of the United Nations, the call must be the same to make this decade the clean energy decade, driven by a historic surge in thermal, wind, and solar and storage developments. Invest in research and development to lower the cost further and accelerate these breakthroughs in green hydrogen, advanced batteries, and carbon capture technologies to ensure that this transition leaves no community behind by funding workers to retrain and community reliance programs. The science is unequivocal. The economists are compelling, and the moral imperative is undeniable. We stand at a crossroads, one that could lead to cities to an escalating crisis of untold human suffering and economic turmoil, while the other can lead to healthier air, healthier families, thriving economies, and a livable planet for our future generations. Let us choose wisely. Let us choose to invest in a renewable energy source for the future of our planet. How long was that?